Recording.
We're recording?
Yes.
Take one.
Take only.
Take only?
Yes.
This is all we're going to do, so get over it. Welcome back to K&R Custom Performance and Auto Care. We thought we'd do a quick update on the Cougar. I'll show a little...
It's not going to be quick.
Okay. Slow update.
I have a lot to go over.
Slow update on the Cougar. Where we're at here, we've buffed out the paint. It was sitting outside in a rainstorm, so it's got water all over it right now. We've got most of the trim back on the car, including the bumper guard. Some people refer to these as shark's teeth. What we did here on the front, this is not OEM to Mercury. This originally had an opening in it with the Mercury Man. As you can see, it was very weathered and kind of beat up, and I really didn't want that big hole in the front of the car to start with. So I made a piece to fill in, and then I found these brass running cats on eBay, my usual haunt, and attached those using the 3M Automotive double-sided acrylic tape. Don't buy the cheap stuff. If you're going to do that with emblems, buy the 3M. Where else are we at here? We have installed the headliner in the car. Headliner had to be installed before the windshields could be installed, both front and rear, which those are in the car. Where are we at? I'm trying to think.
Did you do? Do you want to do?
Door handles are on the car.
Do you want to do headlights?
I don't have the latches in the car yet. There's a couple other pieces that I'm waiting on. So, and that's the new headliner. A little bit of dust on it there I need to clean off, but that's in. The windows were reinstalled using a more modern technique of most new cars, windshields are glued in. This was old enough that it had the double-edged gasket that held it in. There was a seam for the glass and then a seam for the car. Those would leak no matter what you did. I don't care how full of goop you pumped them, they would leak water down into the interior. A good friend of ours that we work with who does auto glass came over and installed these windows.
Let's go back over here.
Installed these windows using modern techniques and procedures to keep the water out.
You're really close.
So
You went back.
we can edit that out.
Headlight. Okay. Well, we probably won't. You want to do headlights?
We
Or do you want to do wiring harness first?
yeah, well, I was getting ready to talk about. I've actually got the new harness in. It's not hooked up yet. I'm still installing pieces and parts. The first thing I was working on was getting the solenoids operating for the headlight doors, and that's what these two relays here are. So basically, when I turn my headlights on, the doors will open. When I turn my headlights off, they'll shut. Pretty much that's simple.
Are you not going to? Can you do it?
I can't demonstrate it now because somebody had me push the car out this morning. I had to unhook everything. So,
Who are you referring to?
anyways, that's why it got rained on.
You're old baby.
But anyways, the fuse block is mounted with the new harness, and nice thing about those harnesses, they give you plenty of extra wiring to work with. So that's there. I've got the new electronic sequencers for the sequential turn signals. These cars were originally equipped. I know that's kind of a new fad now with sequential turn signals in cars, but Ford was doing that back in the 60s. The Thunderbirds, the Continentals, the Cougars, they all had manual sequential turn signals that worked with kind of almost like a clock. It had a little arm and it would turn and turn the different bulbs on to give it a sequential turn signal. I took that out of the car. It was old, it didn't work. The gentleman that had the car before me had kind of, cut up the wiring harness, so we just pulled that out. I found some electronic sequentials to replace that with. So we'll get those installed here in the next week or so. Where else? Where are we at?
You want to show the seats? Do you want to show?
Our seats came in.
Let's show the suspension components. Yes.
Yes, we've got our new suspension components.
Where are you going first, though?
Huh?
Are you going to the seats or the suspension?
I can pull this off of the
Okay.
seat. We've got our new seats came. I guess I should have had this all in here. We have to keep everything covered because it's a very dusty area that we work in. So, not to mention there's a cat here.
Yes.
Okay. New front seats. Like we said on one of the earliest videos we did, we actually reupholstered the rear seats. But I ran across these that almost match perfectly that 67 Decor style of interior. It's not identical, but it's close enough that most people will be able to tell. Obviously, these are racing buckets. The seat belts we have the 4-point harnesses that'll come through here. Those are somewhere, I don't remember where I put those. They're around here somewhere.
Are they here or are they at the house?
No, they're here somewhere. Okay. So that's our seats for the front. Suspension components, we've got all new suspension components
here. I know.
Here.
The tachometer.
Yes.
Where is that?
Our speedometer and tachometer units came in.
Now that you can demonstrate, that's awesome. Do you want to show that? Oops, sorry.
Which one is this one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
We've got a 12-volt source somewhere. Found these again on eBay. They are fully programmable speedometers.
What'd you pay for that?
$109.
That's nice.
Yeah, $109. There's like several functions. You can change you can program in your tire size. So when your tire size changes, your speedometer is still correct. It'll give you 0 to 60 elapsed time, stuff like that. But we need a 12-volt power source. I think it's still on the bench over here. I chose these specifically because they match the JLD 404 blue LED. That we get, but we can just throw some power to it so people can see what it looks like. There you go.
Cool.
So, very neat. The tachometer is basically the same style. It just
I don't know why you're like right on top of this, but your head looks gigantic. Is there something? Did you do something?
No, you were messing with the
I
buttons.
wasn't. No, this is something
You messed with the buttons before we
okay.
started this lady.
I don't think so. I think it was you.
I never touched anything.
Okay. I don't know. We will have to probably do some.
Hi.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Let's just move on.
So that's in.
Yeah. This part, Royce.
All of our suspension components came in from Laurel Mountain Mustang. We've got new front springs. We're going to drop it 1 inch in the front because obviously I don't have that big V8 up there. And plus it helps lower the center of gravity, a little bit better handling. New control arms, upper, lower.
Do you want to show your control arm piece?
Oh yeah. I found a guy that actually makes boxy plates for the control arms. The lower control arms on these were stamped. They were not tubular or, kind of, obviously they were trying to do it on the cheap, and whatever would work. They would curl the edges to add rigidity. This gentleman makes these boxing plates that fit in here. You clamp these down and weld them in. and essentially make that into a box.
Nice.
And stiffens it so it doesn't flex while you're, doing performance handling, our SCCA courses and things like that we want to do.
What I like about what you're doing is it's a nice combination of the old and the new. It's
Yeah.
just a
That's
real.
what we're after.
Yes.
That's what we're after, a combination of old and new.
What worked then and what works now, throw it together.
Right, blend the two together. We've said before, these cars, I can't tell you how many customers have come into the shop and they're absolutely in love with the body style. They have very fond memories of these cars. Not very many people are familiar with the Cougars. There just weren't a whole lot of them sold.
Well, I can't. This sun's washing you out.
It'll be fun when it's all done. And I think that's about where we're at. We'll have probably fully functioning headlights where flip a switch, they'll come on, open up. I'm actually not that far away from that point right now.
What are you going to be working on tomorrow?
Oh, let's see. Tomorrow I have my choice. It's a la carte. Our traction lock unit come in for our 8-inch rear end. That goes in the differential to provide positive traction for both rear wheels for drag strip applications. That needs to be installed and set up properly. I can finish the wiring harness, I can work on the headlights, I can do interior work, you name it. I've got stuff here to do. I could do my suspension. I mean, we're basically taking this entire front suspension off and installing the new suspension.
When are you thinking about starting transmission?
Transmission work will actually start. I still have on order our RPM activated switch that we
Okay.
talked about in our second video here at the shop. I've got a tracking number, everything's there, but I'm just not seeing any movement on it. So once I have that, then I can actually start doing the transmission work and those kind of things. I still haven't gotten around to ordering the brushes from
Jack?
From,
Oh, no, from Jack, the dude.
From Hellwig.
Hellwig, right.
Yeah. It's just kind of out of sight, out of mind. I'm, working on
Isn't there
so much
something
other
that you
stuff.
needed to order from Jack, too? Or am I wrong about that? I
No,
forget.
I think we have everything we need from Jack.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Maybe some of those cow cells. Maybe he'll sponsor us to give us some of those cow cells.
You keep asking. They might.
Yeah.
You might find somebody that it really comes through for
Yeah.
you.
So, there
Like
we are.
maybe that one.
Yes.
That's our immediate. Hi, Bob.
Still working on the Tico. And piece by piece, we're coming together.
Well
So,
done. Good job.
We'll see you next time.
How do I stop this? Oh, do I?
Push the red button.